Welcome to Playing the Big, Beautiful Long Game, where entrepreneurship meets spirituality. In this podcast, we explore the intersection of personal fulfillment, spiritual growth, and business success. This podcast delves into the idea that entrepreneurship is not just about profits or growing businesses. It's also about embracing purpose, meaning, and inner growth. Each episode features conversations with entrepreneurs and thought leaders who share their journeys of building businesses that align with their highest values and deepest calling. I'm your host, Debbie Zita. Sit back, relax, and thank you for being here. Welcome, beautiful Liz. Thank you so much for being here. Can you please share with the audience who you are and what it is that you do?
Sure. Thanks for having me. So I'm Elizabeth. I run a bookkeeping services business and I'm a registered BAS agent. My business name is Exact BAS Bookkeeping.
It is, and you're amazing at what you do. I've known you for many, many years in many different capacities. Can you please let us know, what does playing big or playing beautiful mean to you?
I think it means, for me, always making sure that whatever you're doing isn't mundane. It's always with a bigger purpose.
Yes.
And doing what's right for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking back, and I don't think that you'll mind. You've got amazing tattoos for anyone who's watching on YouTube. I know those on Spotify, iHeart, and Apple. I apologize. But one of the things that I love about you is your uniqueness. You know, when I first met you, I thought, like, is she an artist? Is she a healer? Like, what does she do? And that's my own kind of judgments around, you know, like a bookkeeper needs to look a certain way. And I know that we've had many conversations, you know, over the years around like branding and being authentic. And I love seeing you step into yourself more so as the years are passing by. And I think, you know, the more that you're stepping into yourself and embracing like your gorgeous tattoos and you know, and have you still got pink hair as well? What color is it at the moment?
Kind of red, reddy, pinky, purpley, whatever color it's starting to be today.
But I love it. I love that you're like, you just fully embrace you and you just do a kick-ass job in your business. And it's just, you know, why they
Yeah.
are. Yeah.
I don't want to be a boring bookkeeper.
You want to be yourself. You want to be Liz. Yeah. Amazing. Um, can you let us know what is your favorite part of what you do?
Um, I think it's just helping people. Uh, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, which is my slogan. I'm your perfectionist in bookkeeping. So I think I really enjoy making sure that everything's perfect and the I guess the confidence boost that it gives me knowing that like your balance sheet is beautiful and everything's recorded correctly. Like I'm a bit weird like that. I know some people kind of just get it done, but I'm not like that.
I love, my mind's gone to my balance sheet can be beautiful.
It can.
It can be beautiful. You know me, and that's, I think we're like completely opposite ends of the spectrum. With me and numbers, like that was the last kind of piece, and I'm still really learning about the figures and the numbers and being comfortable with that. But I know, you know, just for like a bit of a share with us and our audience, it's like I really wanted to be able to run a thriving business, and I used to have panic attacks at school when it came to maths, and I really struggled. Like part of my psychology journey at university, I really struggled with statistics. And then even more recently, I'm actually just officially unenrolled because I was just way too busy with work. But I was engaged in an MBA and I finished one subject. And then part of that subject, we also had algebra. And I was just like, part of my brain just like shuts down and cannot go to the numbers. So having people like you involved, you know, great accountants, great bookkeepers, being able to know that either we need to know our numbers as business owners, or we need to have, you know, a trusted team around us of people like you that we go, I don't know what, you know, what's a beautiful balance sheet, you know, so that you can do it for us basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you share with us who do you mainly work with?
I work with a range of businesses, like in just different industries. So I don't niche down in terms of what people do. But most of my businesses range between, you know, small sole traders from 75,000 turnover up to, I think my largest client is, I think about I think they turn over a few million a month.
Cool.
But I only do payroll and stuff for them. So like I don't do a lot. For the larger businesses, they're usually just looking for someone who's going to do like one aspect
Mm,
of their accounts. But yeah, just small to medium businesses with turnover under a million mostly.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, so most of them are sole traders. A lot of them have converted to a company or a trust. So yeah.
Can you share with us, and this may not be your area of expertise, so I apologize for putting you on the spot, but it's taken me a little while to figure out the difference between like a trust and a company versus a sole trader. Can you give us maybe like a bit of like an overview of what's like the tax benefits, or why would you choose to do one over the other? Is that your area?
Not really, especially if you're talking tax benefits. That's more a tax agent question. But with sole traders, it means that the business is them. They are the business, the ABN is registered to them, all of the income is theirs. With a company, it's basically an invisible entity and the director runs the company. So if I was to be running through a company, I would be the director and all of the income goes to the company. And then I would most likely have to pay myself a wage or take income some other way. However, tax has to be paid somewhere. So it I can't comment on the tax stuff, even though I know the tax stuff. I've worked as an
Yeah, it's a
accountant.
tricky area though. It's such a yeah.
I have the knowledge, but I'm not allowed to advise on it.
Yeah,
So
and I can so no, and that is a fantastic answer. And I did say I put you on the spot, so I apologize because it's one of those things where it's also it's just dependent on so many factors on various income streams, properties, assets, your lifestyle needs. Yeah, there's just so many things that are involved. And also, we've got listeners in different countries as well. So if you're listening, and you're not based in Australia, ASIC is obviously part of our Australian sort of body, but please look into your local area as well. The other thing I wanted to ask you, Liz, was how did you get started?
so I actually started working for an accounting firm fresh out of high school, and I was in the administration role there, but was also doing a lot of bookkeeping and tax for the clients as well, because it was quite a small firm. And I just continued my studies after I finished my certificate 3 in business. So I continued my studies and did my certificate 4 in accounting, and then really enjoyed the bookkeeping side of stuff and the BAS lodgement rather than the tax. I do not like tax at all. It's forever changing. Bookkeeping kind of always stays the same to an extent. And yeah, I just decided after I'd finished my certificate 4 that I had the relevant hours that you have to work, because there's obviously a list of requirements. So I got my BAS agents registration and started my business kind of on the side while working full time. Got a couple clients from the firm who were looking for like the clients were looking for external bookkeepers. And yeah, that's how I started. And after 10 or 9 years, I went out on my own full time. And yeah, after working all that time full
And
time,
how long has it been that you've been out on your own now?
about 18 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gosh. And perhaps at some point we can talk a bit more about that journey because we do have a crossover relationship as well where you were with our community and doing lots of coaching. I'll check in. We may do a part 2 of this one to do a bit of a journeying into that part of your business and your growth as well. Can you let us know how do you overcome limiting beliefs and embody abundance?
Um, that's a hard one, I think. How do I overcome limiting beliefs? I mean, I have very good relationships with my clients, like extremely good relationships. So, I guess that helps a lot in terms of my limiting beliefs when I have, days where I'm not quite confident in. I have the abilities, but there's always days where there's a bit of imposter syndrome or, um, you're just not feeling yourself. So I just revert back to that. I have very good relationships with my clients. I can be very honest with them with a lot of stuff. We have a large handful of my clients have come to me from friendships first, or from, majority of them are all word of mouth. So there is that, I guess, blurred line between professional and personal relationships at times, but most of the time I can just pick up the phone and say, look, I'm sorry, I know I was going to have this to you, but it's going to be tomorrow instead. So I guess that helps a lot, that I'm very picky with who I work with, um, making sure that I do actually have those good relationships with them. So I'm not um, I'm not feeling like there's a lack of boundaries, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this actually came up in another podcast interview recently. And it's such an interesting one because a lot of us, especially if we've got communities, we know business is built on relationships. Have you got any advice, or what might you say to the younger version of yourself that we know when she was starting out? How can you navigate those boundaries, in the personal and professional kind of relationships?
Don't say yes to everything. I'm I feel like I'm very much a yes girl, where I've found, especially starting out, I overpromised and underdelivered. So it's one of those things where you have to really uh, be realistic and make sure that you're only committing to what you know you can do.
That is such sage advice. And it's something that I live by as well. If you cannot do it to the level that you know is your best, put it on hold, refer them to someone else, do it later. Because that's part of building those trusting relationships, when we have those really positive experiences and there's that level of honesty and transparency. It's like, oh, wow, this business coach, this Reiki practitioner, this bookkeeper, she's really, trustworthy and really honest. And I don't know, to me, that's actually made people want to work with me more so rather
Yeah.
than going, yeah, I can do it, that's fine. And then, yeah, then you can't deliver. Or in my case, what I used to do was deliver anyway and then get burnt out.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which we know, of course, in this community, it's like a
It
huge
does that.
don't do, and what we teach is how to have the balance. Can you let us know, how have you aligned your business with your purpose?
Well, I feel like over the last 6 months, I have really identified my purpose, and I believe that is to help people. Um, and I don't know whether or not it's professionally or personally yet, but knowing that that's what I'm here to do, and help people be the best version of themselves, I feel like my business helps businesses and business owners do that.
Beautiful. What a amazing clarity, amazing level of clarity that you have to see and feel that ripple effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. And again, just yeah, so amazing for me to witness that in you as well. Liz, big question, but what does spirituality mean to you?
I think it's just trusting in the universe. Um, I have always been raised and educated through the Christian and Catholic church. And I don't necessarily identify with religion, but I think on a spiritual level, I am very much, um, I believe in it. I believe that there is some sort of higher power, but I also believe that for yourself to 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 grow internally, you have to believe that you cannot control everything. And believe me, I'm a massive control freak. So so to kind of sit back and go, everything's going to work out the way that it's supposed to. And I think that for me is very much what spirituality means to me, is that, everything's going to work out the way that it's supposed to, so long as you within yourself are being a better version of yourself every day, doing what you know is right. and just being a kind person and helping other people. It's that old saying where, happiness is helping others, like I don't know what the saying is. Sorry, I know I said the old saying, but when they always say, when you help other people and you make them smile, that brings you happiness. For me, that's what spirituality means.
Beautiful. Beautiful. How do you feel or think that you've integrated that into entrepreneurship? I think you did kind of answer it before, but let's see if there's a different answer here.
Um, well, again, it's just, I guess, helping business owners be their best and
Yeah.
making sure that they don't have to worry. They can focus on what they're doing and know that I'm doing my part to help them grow.
Beautiful. Yeah, having you in their corner so that they can focus on what they love to do.
Yeah, like I have conversations all the time with my clients about, oh, we're getting a new factory, we're moving, we're doing this. And it's always, I love celebrating their wins with them. And just like I see a client, I think once a quarter to help with their BAS. And I saw them on Monday and I said to them, oh, so how's the new business? Because they have two business. How's the new business going? And every single time he goes, yeah, yeah, we're getting sales, through the website. And it's just like, it's so good that it's growing. And it's not his main business, but I just I'd love when they tell me that things are working the way that they're supposed to, and what they envisioned. So I just love celebrating people's wins with them.
Beautiful. Yeah, that's hugely rewarding.
Yeah.
Amazing. Liz, can you let us know, switching gears slightly, I know that you know the selves quite
Yep.
well. Can you let us know, and of course I can bring it up on screen, but I think you've got that there already. What's your favorite self from the Six Selves framework and why?
Um, Sorry, I'm just looking through them all because I was looking through them before going, I don't know which one's my favorite one is. Um, I think I really resonate with the spiritual self, the emotional self, and the legacy self. The spiritual self, obviously, we've just touched on that quite a bit. Why am I here and who am I? And granted, you helped me for a very long time become who I think I am supposed to be. So I really appreciate that. And in doing that, I feel like I've determined why I am here.
Mm.
So I think if we're going over those three, that's probably the main one. The emotional self, again, you helped me really embrace my emotions from both ends, the positive and the negative, and I love that. And then the legacy self is just I don't want to be just another being on this earth. I want to have I want to leave a legacy for the people that I love.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And you're
I think they're my favorites.
beautiful. I love it. It's just such a it's so you, and again I'm just reflecting back on the journey for both of us, and yeah, it's really amazing to witness your transformation over these years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Liz, what advice do you have for others who are creating a business that serves both the world and their heart?
Um, Probably don't lose sight of your vision and make sure that what you're doing is what you love. Like they say, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. But yeah, just don't lose sight of that and make sure that whatever you are doing is bringing, I'm going to Marie Kondo here, it's bringing joy and to the people that you're working with and the people that you're serving in through your business.
I do love Marie Kondo. She's amazing. Put her on the
I
podcast.
felt like her still.
Yes. Beautiful, beautiful advice. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Liz, for this gorgeous, beautiful session.
All right. Thank you so much for having me.
You're most welcome. Hi, beautiful Liz. Welcome back again. Can you please let the audience know who you are and what it is that you do?
Yeah, so I'm Elizabeth, and I run a business in bookkeeping services, and I'm a registered BAS agent under Exact BAS and Bookkeeping.
Beautiful. And we will be having all of the links in the show notes because we did also just finish up a gorgeous podcast session about your business and your entrepreneurial journey. But this chat is a little bit different because you've agreed to very beautifully and graciously share a bit about your journey with me and the community and the coaching. And we just looked back. Well, actually, you looked back and you said it was November 22. What are we now? So it was over 2 years ago. It's coming up to 2.5 years that
Yes.
we've been kind of emotionally and spiritually dancing with each other, if you like. Can you share with us, and I know exactly how you came into, my world, and it was your beautiful mama, actually, that I met at a networking event. And she just said, wait, who are you? What's your card? And da da da. And then you and I met and had a beautiful kind of professional love affair for many years. Can you let us know what was the main challenge? There was a few I remember, and I know that they're quite personal, so please only share what you wish to. But the experience of your life back then when you first met me, what were the challenges?
So obviously we're in the middle of COVID and lockdowns, and I didn't see it at the time, but I was struggling emotionally. I was on edge all the time. And as you said, mum got me in touch with you because she just said, "This is not my daughter."
Yeah.
So I'm glad that someone noticed it, because I don't know where I would be now if it wasn't for that connection that she made for us. Because yeah, I was really, really struggling to um, see outside of my little box, if you will. Yeah.
And I remember having this, very kind of like loving, almost like auntie, nurturing, motherly kind of feeling with you because I could feel how much you were going through at that time. And I know, one of the pieces often when women start the journey with me is they're not usually looking for me. It's just more of like, oh, wait, I didn't know that I needed this until I met you. And then often because there's a lot of emotional challenges and maybe even like spiritual challenges as well, in terms of a lot of people are going through a dark night of the soul. And I don't know if you felt that you were, but I know a lot of others do. And then when we're going through that, finances are often also compromised because we're like, oh my God, I can't think straight. How can I do this? But I'm just thinking back to our really kind of early emails. And I remember saying to you something along the lines of like, Liz, it's going to be okay. Like we're going to sort everything out, the emotions, the energy, that just everything, including even, the finances and the business. And we worked together. We had some, really loving conversations, some tough love conversations. But we moved mountains, and you did that through our Monday meditation sessions, the Wednesday wellness, the possibility mastermind. Like this year we've got 11 offerings. So I won't sort of go into all of them, but there were so many things that you did with us. Also, I know one of our favorites, and this might make us both a little bit sad when I think back to a few of these earlier sessions, but we did the heart-centered high achievers, the crossroads and the path ahead, which everyone loves those
Yes.
pieces of my program. And then I remember giving you, I believe it was a bonus where we actually worked on valuing like money and the relationship with money. And I hope you don't mind me saying we had your one of your beautiful little fur babies was there, and I know he's since transitioned, and that's where I was going, but I'm trying to not bring us into the emotion of it. But he actually was like in the session with us, and he was so protective of you. And this happens a lot working with energy, where animals and children kind of come into the space. And but you've just stepped into yourself so much. Again, if we listen back to the session that we just did around your business and the growth that your business has had, I know, and I believe that you'll agree that so much of the behind the scenes work that we did, through the Monday meditations, all the group sessions, our one-to-ones, the heart-centered high achievers, helped you to refocus, to have those habits, to be able to, move in the direction where you're meeting these people that are your tribe. So that's my words. I'm going to stop talking and give the microphone over to you and just ask you, can you share with us, in your direct experience, what was happening and how did you kind of notice those changes?
Well, I really struggled at the start when we first started working together, especially in the meditations, because it wasn't something that I'd ever really practiced before. So, I mean, I felt a little bit silly at times where I'm like, I'm sitting in front of a computer meditating, but Um, as time progressed, and I think working with you one-on-one, it really helped me feel a lot more comfortable. And the women in your community are just amazing, and the support network is phenomenal. So I think, especially in the one-to-ones, like the heart-centered high achievers, it really helped me create the vision and of what I wanted in my life. And really, I, f I feel like I manifested, and it took a while. Don't get me wrong, it took a while. But I feel like I really manifested the life that I wanted and the business that I wanted. Which for me at that time, I was literally just, I'll take on any client I can and just try and make it work. And I feel like I wasn't being productive. I was just being busy.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, beautifully shared. And it's interesting that you say it took a while because it took a while for me as well. And it takes a while for us in our community. And often I'll see people, on socials talking about, manifestation and doing things quickly. And I think, and I'd love your feedback on this. I think with us, we're working on such a deep level with soul, with heart, with the behavioral patterns. Like there's so many different aspects and angles and levels that go on that once we kind of reach that new level, I hope that it's able to be sustained. Whereas what I used to see and why I wanted it to be like a longer kind of process was I would manifest or create things. This is years ago, but then I would kind of like lose them or another area of my life would sort of just not be working. Whereas
Yeah.
with this, it's like, no, no, this is like family's good, health is good, business is good, and yes, we have our days, but there's a sense of harmony. Do you agree with that, or what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the best part about working with you was the fact that it wasn't just by focusing on business. We're digging really, really deep as to who I was as a person, how I became to be that person, what blocks from, back in my childhood that have happened have created these blocks because of, laying the foundations of who I am and why I work in a certain way. Um, I feel like that was kind of all undone, not undone, but like all kind of thrown out there, like all the pieces of the puzzle were thrown out there, and then we're putting them all back together correctly. And
Oh, so
I
good.
feel like that's the best part. Like, I've had life coaches and business coaches come to try and work with me and I can help you, but I always just go, I don't need your help. I have somebody that works on everything.
Yes, thank
And it's not just we're going to build your business and this is how you do it, and all the numbers and this and that, you need to do this and delegate that and do that. It's so much deeper than that, and realizing that it is just working on me and who I am will help everything else, and every aspect of my life. It's helped me be a better partner, it's helped me be a better parent, a better friend, um and a better business owner, so a better boss.
Yeah. Yeah, it's expressed through every avenue. And one of the things I loved about working with you, Liz, was I remember, one of the sessions we have after the big kind of sessions with the crossroads and the path ahead, we do a toolkit review where you go through this, very long document. And you actually printed off all of the information and you had it at one point like on your wall. And then I loved it's still there, you're still pointing to it. I loved it so much that I actually included that in my workshop manual as an idea for people as to how you could use the information and the awarenesses. And I think where your success has come from, first, I'm so grateful to be a part of it. I do feel a big part of your journey. And I'm again very, very grateful for it. But you really stepped in and you embodied and applied the tools and the unique realizations that came through for your own journey, for your own soul through our bespoke coaching and our time together. So congratulations to you for doing that and inspiring others to really step in.
Can I say one more thing?
Absolutely.
Your workshop, the in-person workshop, I feel like it was what we'd already done, previously, but I think doing it again in person was the most amazing experience that I've ever had. And I feel like to an extent that fast-tracked a lot of the stuff that I had been manifesting and visualizing. And ever since then, I feel like it's just taken off.
Oh, so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that was just under 6 months ago.
Yeah, in
I
August.
remember we had a few repeaters in there, and it's like, why are we doing it again? Because there's layers, there's angles,
Yeah.
there's
And
so.
if you do it again, I will do it again.
Oh, thank you, gorgeous. I will definitely keep you posted. Is there anything else that you want to share? I think that you already mentioned this, but if there was like an overarching kind of takeaway aha moment from all of the things that we've done, what do you think that might be?
I did have this written down from our last workshop. Again, I think it's more just it all comes down to who you are and how you see things. And like you always say in our meditations and stuff, look at something outside and, something beautiful. And I think it's just seeing that as much as the world is an ugly place, it's so beautiful. And it's all how you from the inside see everything.
Yeah.
So
It's a projection or a mirror, isn't it? So the more
yeah.
beautiful parts we've accessed within ourselves or within our own puzzle, which takes some work, then the more beauty that's reflected back to us from the outside world.
Positivity breeds positivity and negativity breeds negativity. So you just got to be positive.
Yeah. Beautiful. I want to stay longer with you, but I know that you've got a busy schedule ahead of you, gorgeous one. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you for your beautiful heart sharing. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
If something in today's episode resonated with you and you're ready for your next step, there are a few ways that we can work together. You can apply to join me inside the 12-month Business Build Mastermind, come along to the Ultimate Activation Live workshop, book a VIP day, or access a free trial of my Monday meditation and prioritization online session. And if you'd like more personalized guidance, you can also book in for a 60-minute reading or audit. The best way to get in touch with me is to find me on Instagram at Deb_Zita, that's Zita, or comment on this episode. The information provided on this podcast is for informational and educational purposes only and should not be considered medical, health, or financial advice. Always consult with a qualified health professional or financial advisor before making any decisions related to your personal health or finances.